Up next on UBC, brought to you by...
Keep the lights on. Use Airtel Money to pay for all your Yaka bills conveniently. Open the My Airtel app to buy Yaka units. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
Well, it is yet another wonderful evening right here on UBC Television with you, UBC News Tonight on the 7th day of November 2021. Welcome. And before we get into this evening's news bulletin, let's first take a look at tonight's headlines.
Brought to you by...
How to get points. Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
And in tonight's headlines, Janet Museveni appreciates development partners' support to education. Hundreds turn up for vaccination at Bulange Mengo. Banyo Munsi assures Mubende leaders of government support. And universities advised to mobilize communities to embrace vaccination.
Was brought to you by...
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Good evening once again and welcome to our first edition of UBC News Tonight on this 7th day of November 2021. I'm LAURYN Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalu on sign language. Now we start off with our first headlining story this evening. The First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has met with partners in educational development in the country. The minister met with the World Bank country manager to Uganda, Mukami Kariuki, the ambassador of Norway to Uganda, Ellen Johansson, and the Italian ambassador to Uganda, Massimiliano Mazzanti. We have more in this report.
The First Lady, Mrs. Janet Museveni, who is also Minister of Education and Sports, has held meetings with officials from different organizations with whom she discussed issues related to education, schools construction, and the environment in Uganda. The meetings took place at State House, Nakasero. While meeting the new World Bank country manager to Uganda, Ms. Mukami Kariuki, Mrs. Janet Museveni requested the World Bank to adjust their perspective and support the direction Uganda is changing to use government construction units to build all new government schools and health facilities instead of using the private contractors. In July, President Museveni directed that with effect from financial year 2021-2022, all new construction projects for health facilities and schools be undertaken by the Army Construction Brigade as a pilot study so as to cut on the costs and the delays in implementing government construction projects due to the lengthy procurement processes. She added that, as President Museveni argued in his July address, if government used the army contractors to build, the country will get 2 schools instead of 1.
But I read in the media that the World Bank said that was not going to be possible because of perhaps some of their own concerns, which I thought that this meeting would help us to understand as you clarify for us.
Mrs. Museveni thanked the World Bank for supporting and empowering government and the Ministry of Education in particular to implement the government policy of having at least one government secondary school in every sub-county and a public primary school in every parish.
I wanted to take the opportunity to thank the World Bank for supporting government in general and Ministry of Education in particular for empowering us to do what we have wanted to do all the time.
World Bank's country manager said they will be happy to work with the Education Ministry to improve value for money, timelines and impacts across all portfolios because they recognize that there are differences between the authorities receiving funds under the UGI IFT program.
The fact that we are policy-based institution which sets its policies when technical discussion with your teams, both in the health and education sector, but also in the other sectors that are covered by good.
In another development, Mrs. Janet Museveni thanked the ambassador of Norway to Uganda, Ellen Johansen, for accepting to fund a survey that will establish the nature and extent of hidden charges and unregulated costs that parents are made to pay in the universal primary education and universal secondary education schools that are apparently meant to be free.
People have written documents to show that education is supported by communities to the extent of some 57% or so, or at some point they even said 79%, and we wondered what that means because we know that education, especially in primary and secondary, government has really put in a lot of funding.
The survey, which will be conducted by Makerere University College of Humanities and Social Sciences and the University of Agder in Norway, will aim at gathering empirical evidence that could feed into policy formulation and decision-making on implementation of UPE and USE. Mrs. Museveni said that the essence of UPE and USE was to enable children from households that could not afford to pay school fees also access education. But charges that are set by some schools are forcing these children to drop out of school. The Norwegian ambassador said that the approach to free education is a good one, and they are happy to assist the Ministry of Education and Sports to reveal those hidden costs that are inhibiting the children from going to school because it is too costly.
We thought it was a good idea to see how to help you, assist you with actually having a survey on to revealing those hidden costs that you just mentioned, that parents will have to pay to send their kids to school, and which would actually inhibit them from doing that because it is too costly.
In another meeting, Mrs. Janet Museveni requested the Italian ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Massimiliano Mazzanti, to consider partnering with the Ministry of Education and Sports to do a tree planting project in schools countrywide. Mrs. Museveni informed the Italian ambassador that Uganda used to be a very green country with lots of forests, but a lot of tree cutting has gone on, destroying the environment, and therefore it is our duty to reclaim the environment through tree planting.
And if we could have tree seedlings that we could make available to all our schools to plant trees, it really would make an impact in the end.
In response to the First Lady's request, Ambassador Massimiliano Mazzanti said that it is a viable project, that he will convey his desire to the government of Italy and other organizations to explore possibility in terms of financing the initiative. UBC TV, Harriet Nambi.
Now, close to 6,000 people have been vaccinated against COVID-19 at the Buganda Kingdom headquarters, Bulange-Mengo, in the ongoing mass vaccination campaign. While closing this 2 days exercise, the first Deputy Katikkiro of Buganda, Professor Twaha Kawase, emphasized the importance of federal system in mobilizing and extending services to the public. Take a look.
Hundreds of people braved a heavy downpour this Sunday to be vaccinated against COVID-19 at Bulange-Mengo in Kampala. Records at the vaccination center indicate that at least 6,000 people have so far been vaccinated at Bulange.
I'd
like to appreciate the people who have come out in big numbers to get vaccinated.
The first Deputy Katikkiro, Professor Twaha Kawase, praised the public for the enthusiasm shown.
Some who are saying that vaccination is not good for the health of the people. I am saying as an individual, think of your health first. You ignore what the others are saying. It is you, the individual, who has to look after himself or herself.
Professor Twaha Kawase reiterated the importance of federal system of government in mobilizing the public for a common cause.
We espouse the federal arrangement of government. We believe that through a federal arrangement of government, we are closer to the people and the subjects of the Kabaka. Such arrangements like health, first health, are better delivered by institutions that are close to the people. The kingdom and all other cultural institutions are in a better position to deliver public health and relieve the bigger issues of health to the federal government.
The vaccination exercise at Bulange is being supported by Buganda Kingdom, Uganda Breweries Limited and other partners.
It's really more to do with getting the night economy reopened, getting the hospitality and entertainment sector reopened, because they have been closed for quite some time, for close to 2 years. And it is not only the beer companies who are affected by this. There are waiters, there are waitresses, there are people who sell foodstuffs, around the bars. There are also people who grow the raw materials that we use to make the beer. For example, people who are growing the cassava.
Vaccination drives are responding to the recent presidential advice that all Ugandans embrace vaccination to facilitate the full opening of the economy by January next year. Abdul Nasir Rubwama and Andrew Sebila, UBC News.
The Minister for Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, has appreciated the leadership and people of Greater Mubende for their support to government programs and aspirations. Baryomunsi was officiating at a Thanksgiving ceremony of Sam Magala, a journalist in Makenke, Greater Mubende sub-region.
Mubende is one of the districts where the NRM party garnered sufficient support during the recent parliamentary and presidential elections. The Minister for Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, was officiating a Thanksgiving ceremony for Sam Magala, a Mubende-based journalist.
What we desire, what we lack, is not necessarily changing leaders, because we have changed them before, it wasn't a solution. What we need is to have good leaders who know what to do, and the country makes progress.
Baryomunsi urged Mubende leaders to work harmoniously and promote the goals and objectives of NRM for prosperity to prevail.
We have already started working on the urban roads through USMID in Mubende municipality, and we shall put more resources to work on the urban infrastructure here to address health care, education and other key services which the people of Mubende need.
Members of Parliament from Mubende district that attended the event appealed for more government-supported development initiatives in the area. Bariomonsi pledged more government support to the people of Mubende and neighboring areas and vowed to forward the leader's concerns to President Yoweri Museveni.
We have had NRM, we haven't changed the presidents, but we have made progress as a country when Yoweri Museveni is the president of Uganda.
The event attracted leaders and residents from Mubende and neighboring areas. Jane Nramsha reporting for UBC in Mubende.
State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, has said that it's very important for neighboring communities and those working near the universities to be vaccinated against COVID-19. Muyingo commended universities and other tertiary institutions for adhering to SOPs to prevent the spread of COVID-19 and emphasizing vaccination.
The State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, has commended universities and institutions of higher learning across the country for adhering to COVID-19 standard operation procedures. Muyingo wants universities to put in place measures aimed at encouraging service providers and neighbors to embrace vaccination.
Environment. As I was coming in, I saw border people happily riding without a mask on. That's very dangerous. I want to see that these institutions, the universities, they are here. First of all, not only to teach and research, but also to address the problems of society. Those people out there who are in the town I saw without a mask on, I have a feeling that it's because they are not informed. That's why they are not protecting their lives. So the university should do something to mobilize everybody.
The minister was on a walking tour of MBARARA University of Science and Technology, where he encouraged the university administration to establish vaccination centers for students and staff who are not yet vaccinated.
The child of school-going age to be healthy, to be secure, to study from an environment that will not make him or her sick. It's already clear that Uganda has now attracted enough vaccine for at least every Ugandan about 18 years and above. My advice and prayer to all the parents out there is, as we persuade the teachers, the lecturers, the staff of universities to go for vaccination, you should also not forget that your parent is a teacher.
The minister, who was accompanied by officials from National Council of Higher Education and MBARARA University Administration, also visited MBARARA University Teaching Hospital. The Regional Director, Global Seed Health, Dr. Bonaventure Ahesiwe, promised to continue working with government medical teaching universities and institutions to boost professionalism of the healthy sector.
Support training of emergency care. This has come very handy because emergency care practitioners have not only been able to support COVID treatment units, but have also been able to support training in the region in infection prevention and control, and help the university set up a task force and be ready for it.
The Executive Director, National Council for Higher Education, Professor Mary Okwako, said these monitoring visits are aimed at assessing the state and safety of the medical school environment.
All institutions undertaking health-related training to implement the programs which we have issued, as well as those by the Ministry of Health. This is so as to ensure a safe learning environment for the students, but also a safe environment for all the staff that work in these institutions.
For UBC News, I'm Patricia Lukoma and Fred Kasilanta.
UBC News Tonight takes a short break. We still have more stories. Don't move an inch.
Everyone is talking about MTN shares. I am Jenny Kafuluwa Shares, and I am here to show you how you can get them. First, you need a Securities Central Depository account, or SCD account in short, and you can open one right now using MTN Momo. It's free of charge. Just get your phone and your national ID, and let me show you how. Now, why do you need an SCD account? Well, because every time you get shares in any company, well, including MTN, your shares are going to be kept in this account. But this is not a bank account, and you don't need to go anywhere to open it. So is your phone and your national ID ready? Good. Let me show you how to open your SCD account. First, dial *165*65# or use my MTN app. Then select option 1 to submit SCD account application. Then enter your full national ID number or NIN. Next, select your preferred stockbroker and then choose option 1 to accept the terms and conditions. Lastly, enter your mobile money PIN and wait for confirmation, which you will receive on SMS. Oh, by the way, stockbrokers are the people authorized to help you buy or sell any listed company shares, so you need to choose one. That's it. Once you have your SCD account, you're ready to start applying for your MTN shares for as low as 100,000 shillings for 500 shares.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Welcome to the home of our stars. Come on in. We have our movies, gossip, reality, conflict, tulinane comedy. Basirebu baffe bonna live right here, because no matter where you go, this is the home of our stars.
This year, as Power Magic Mix 3, we are delighted to invite you to see, experience and celebrate with us. Power Magic, the home of our stars. Multi-Choice Uganda is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Deposit money onto your Airtel Money account. Reactivate your Airtel Money account with a deposit of a minimum of 1,000 shillings and get 10 minutes free Airtel to Airtel calls valid for 24 hours. Offers applicable for a one-time transaction. Terms and conditions apply. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
Introducing the all-new Roofing's TMX 500C rebars with cut and bend surfaces. Roofing's, strength of a nation.
Grow together with one of Uganda's largest companies. Apply for MTN shares for as low as 100,000 Uganda shillings. And when you apply using MTN Mobile Money, you get 10 free extra shares for every 100 shares you apply for. Dial *165*65# or use the MyMTN app to apply now. The terms and conditions of the offer and other important information are set out in the prospectus. For assistance, visit any MTN service center or Stanbic Bank branch countrywide or a licensed broker.
Kagano twalekedde ekyatulese tuzze tukalanga enfunda eziwerako ddala. Eno ye GoTV Super ey'abakaguje njagala weekaanyi. Ewatali kwemamaaza olwo tuba tusimbudde ne GoTV Super Duper waawawa. Era nga bakutuusaako ekigo eky'abakabejja abasajja eŋŋwaŋŋuli kw'ogatta ne busineema obujjudde omuhabati ku $5,015 waawawa. Soka Blaza weefunye ekirungo kya GoTV Super ekijjudde obulungi ove mu baaje.
Pay bills using Airtel Money. Make any bill payment within a month with a minimum of 5,000 Uganda shillings and get 10 minutes free Airtel to Airtel calls valid for 24 hours. Dial *185*4# or use the My Airtel app to pay for water, buy Yaka, pay TV, and so much more. Terms and conditions apply. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
Welcome back from the break, and now into some business news. Katende Mohammed is a seed multiplier in Chirumba village, Kabingo sub-county in Isingiro district. Katende is one of the 2 successful youths who has won a $1 million prize in this year's agribusiness pitching competition held in MBARARA city. The Youth in Agribusiness Training is one of the activities aimed at popularizing agriculture-related enterprises among the youth.
Enter into this business, investing money that I could get from another business. Yes.
I want to set up a big poultry project.
Laboring to pitch their businesses before a panel of judges were youths from Western Uganda and Central region. They have been undergoing agricultural skills training and mentorship as a way of enhancing their ability to adopt agribusiness entrepreneurship.
We have those with the startups, business that have just been started maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and they're a little stuck. They are not growing just because they don't have the knowledge, the capacity, and the skills to make the business grow. So by exposing these people to a team of mentors and coaches, they have realized some of the mistakes.
The youths are taken through a number of business skills to strengthen their business ideas. The move is aimed at reducing unemployment as well as unveiling opportunities along the agriculture value chain.
Despite the fact that most youth are saying they are not able to participate in agriculture, it's not profitable, they don't have land, but I'm glad that Sasakawa Africa Association innovated this approach of the business cleans as one of the strategies to create awareness about profitability of agriculture.
One of the successful agribusiness entrepreneurs in this year's business pitching competition held in MBARARA city is a seed multiplier from Isingiro district, Mohammed Katende.
I feel so proud because I feel this is the good time to enhance my activities that are ongoing, as you have seen on the farm. And 2, I would wish that the youth that I'm employing on this farm could copy the technologies, go apply the...
Katende employs 10 youths and he intends to use the 1 million shillings to buy irrigation equipment to address climate change challenges.
So I'm going to use this money that I got to buy an irrigation kit that can keep me in production.
Katende earned close to 6 million last season from the sale of seeds, and he dreams of expanding on his farm acreage and employ more youths on his farm. The Deputy Country Director, Sasakawa Africa Association, Joseph Bemba, reaffirms his organization's commitment to supporting youths to attain gainful employment along the agriculture value chain.
So if you can go down and put down your business idea, the opportunities for funding are available. All those businesses we admire today started from somewhere. It is the journey, the consistency, being focused, and these have been the messages of today. Your business can go to what you want it, without winning any prizes to move your business ahead.
Hence, such innovations along the agriculture value chain come in handy to address youth unemployment. For UBC News, I'm Patricia Lokoma and Douglas Setumba.
All right, UBC News Tonight has come to an end, but before we leave, let's first take another look at tonight's headlines.
Brought to you by
How to get points. Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Support to education. Hundreds turn up for vaccination at Bulange Mengo. Banyo Munsi assures Mubende leaders of government support. And universities advised to mobilize communities to embrace vaccination.
Was brought to you by
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Well, UBC News Tonight has come to an end, but do join us for more stories in our second edition of UBC News Tonight. I'm LAURYN Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalu on Sign Language. We'll see you at 10.